Looks like somebody is in trouble. Uh-oh. Let's talk about it. Last month at, I guess you would call it Wyatt High School, or OD Wyatt High School in Fort Worth, Texas, which is about 15 minutes up the road from where I'm at right now. Well, at the high school, they had a Spirit Day. And this Spirit Day involves the teachers dressing up like the students. I've never heard of such a thing, but I guess that's something that they do at OD Wyatt High in Fort Worth. So it looks like school counselor Kelly Pisano is in a little bit of hot water. Why is that? Because she made a post on Facebook about the Spirit Day and how it went. So the counselor posted this, quote, "Today was an epic day at work. If you haven't been in a high school in the ghetto lately, this is 100% how our students dress. Girls and their hair bonnets, everyone in pajamas, slides, blankets. The first two pics are my fave. One of the coaches is sagging his pants and wearing a grill in his mouth. And Miss Cook with her court-ordered ankle bracelet. I cannot recall having this much fun at work forever." So basically, she's in hot water, and so are the faculty at that school, because they were dressing up like the students. And as I said, one of the faculty members had a fake ankle bracelet monitor on their ankle, and then some of the women were wearing the do-rags or the bonnets or whatever you call it that some black women wear. People dressed up in pajamas like a lot of students do, sagging their pants. And it looks like they're quite offended that the faculty members, the teachers, how dare they make fun of the students like that. Now, let me read off the demographics of the students that go to the school. So 56% are of Hispanic race or background. 37% are black, 4% Asian, and less than 3% white. So a lot of the parents, I'm assuming, or probably one or two parents that have really, really loud voices, are upset because maybe they felt that their children were made fun of, dressing like, a slob, wearing that fake ankle bracelet monitor, which I find hilarious. Oh, and the whole do-rag hair bonnet thing, whatever you want to call it. Listen, I've noticed, I've done a lot of driving around the country, probably more than practically 95% of anybody watching this video right now. I have driven and driven and driven and driven and driven. The last year I went to high school was 1997. When you look at kids in 2023, they dress like absolute slobs. Now, hey, I'll admit it. Some would say I dress like a slob. You know what? Because my clothes always get dirty and I don't dress to impress. Who am I going out on a date with? You know what I mean? Normally I wear clothes to work out in and just to be comfortable in. But when I go out to do something, I'd like to dress halfway kind of okay. And when I went to school when I was a kid, I dressed decently, like wearing, khakis or Dickies or Dockers, whatever, a flannel shirt, whatever, because hey, a girl might think that I'm cute. Who knows? They never did, but oh well. I personally think I'm adorable. But when you drive by a high school today, these kids, they look like bums. Absolute bums. You got some of these kids with their hair not done, and listen, black hair, that's a whole nother subject I'll get into another time. But these kids wearing sweatpants and sagging their pants halfway down their butts. That is not a good look. That shouldn't even be allowed. That's why a lot of schools, well, not a lot, but maybe some schools, you have to have a dress code where everyone dresses the same, khakis and a blue shirt. That will be like a school uniform. And they have to have it like that because of these weirdos with the gang culture, the gang clothes, the sagging. Let me tell you right now, anybody out there listening to me right now, if you sag your pants, you are a bum. That's it. The only people that have an excuse to sag their pants are really, really fat guys. I know I'm one of them, but I still don't sag my pants. Other than that, what future does a man have when he wears his pants below his buttocks? I promise you. Now, I am starting to see that sagging is kind of going away. Kind of. People still do it, but not as much as they did maybe 15, 20 years ago. I find it amazing that these goofy people walk around with their pants and they don't think that anything is wrong. Now, it's pretty rare that I see a ridiculous example of people sagging their pants. I mean, it's got to the point where sometimes, like, their pants are sagged down to their knees. I promise you that. I'm not even lying. And I know some of you guys out there have seen this and you think the same thing as I think. You look like a bum and everybody looking at you is just shaking their head in disappointment. Let me tell you, I don't have any children, but I would guess that a parent's worst nightmare is to be driving in the neighborhood and you see your kid, your son, sagging his pants down like that. You look like a bum. You look terrible. Nobody thinks you're cool. Everyone thinks you're an a-hole and a loser and a bum and weird. Don't you guys know that people started sagging their pants in prison to let the other inmates know that they were quote unquote available? Like prostitution. That's where the sagging came from. And then I guess as they got out of prison, they started doing it. I remember my brother, when I was a little kid, he would sag his pants, but it wasn't nothing like it was today. I mean, he would sag his pants where actually, he wouldn't even sag. He was just, I guess it was the style back in the 80s to like have your boxer, like the waistband of your boxer showing. So my brother never sagged. He would do that. I don't know why. That's just whatever. That's what they did. But I don't recall my brother ever sagging. And he is always, one thing about me and my brother, we are polar opposites. But one thing I do, he's always dressed very well. He's always cared about his appearance. He's always cared about nice clothes. Me, I can care less. I'll buy a $1 t-shirt at a thrift store and I'll be as happy as a pig in its own, whatever. If you're one of these parents and you're angry because this counselor posted these pictures, maybe instead of being angry at that counselor, maybe that's an indication that you should look in the mirror or look at your own kids. Do they dress like that? Is your kid walking around with an ankle bracelet monitor? Whose fault is that? Is that the kid's fault or is that your fault? If your child is wearing a hair bonnet, is that your fault or their fault? I don't recall ever me going to school, ever seeing any girls with hair bonnets on their hairs. But the last 2 years, I'm noticing that quite a bit. And let me tell you, I hate to break it to you women out there, if you wear a hair bonnet on your head, it's one thing if you just kind of go to the store really quickly, maybe you're getting your hair done and you got to protect it, that's fine. It's another thing to like go to work or go to school or go to a public place. Like if I go to the store and I see that, I mean, you look like a slob. And yeah, you can have every excuse in the world that, oftentimes like your hair, it's just difficult or you don't feel like messing with it. Hey, that's on you. That's on you. But everyone around you, they just think that, you just look lazy. That's what I think. If I see a woman with a hair bonnet thing, you're just lazy to me. And I know, some people might even say, oh, you're being racist. I guess, I don't know. But I know that I just see laziness. And when I see these kids wearing pajamas, let me tell you something. The only people that I see wearing pajamas in public are people standing in line at a methadone clinic at 4:30 a.m. I mean, do you really want to be seen that way? Do you want people to look at you like you're a bum, a slob? I don't know. I think a lot of parents really need to look at themselves and look at their kids and correct the situation, because if the counselors and the teachers are making fun of your kids, it sounds like to me that they have, number one, they have a good excuse to do so. Because your kids are showing up to school looking like losers. Anyways, maybe a little bit harsh, but damn it, I care about the kids. I want them to do good. They're the future. What are we talking about? The future is very bleak for this country. I'll be gone eventually anyway, so I won't have to be around here to look at this mess. Can you imagine what kids are going to be looking like going to school in the year 2060? Everyone's going to be gay. Everyone's going to be gender fluid, and everyone's going to be having sex with everybody else, and they're not going to care. It's just going to be really, really weird. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. I got to go. I got to hit the road. I got many more locations to visit. I'll catch up with you later. Have a good one. Peace out.